Hello, BookTube. I have a bit of mail for you today. It's a slopping, wet, rainy day here in Boston. Don't know what that portends. Haven't really studied my charts and models to see what's coming. I have a feeling that that Boston is just sort of in a trough of grotty weather. So rain, sleet, snow, clouds, uh, just yucky stuff. Especially if you have, as I do, a little miniature schnauzer who does not like inclement weather. Frida is good for hours just scooting around outside, meeting people and screaming at them to pat her. But inclement weather, rain especially, but also sleet, snow, even strong wind that messes with her beautiful hair. No matter what it is, inclement weather starts to bother her. We're out and about in it, even if she's meeting people, not dogs. She's not all that big a fan of dogs. She doesn't like it when they move without her permission, but she's not eager to meet them. But humans, oh my, oh my, yes, she greets humans, and she greets them by telling them to stop and pet her. She doesn't ask them to. She's not, oh, aren't I cute? She orders them to stop and pet her. But even when she's doing that, if it's inclement weather, she just starts to look at me. She'll look at me sideways as if to say, surely we can get back to the couch and enjoy the day from inside. But nevertheless, even though it's raining, I got a bit of mail. So I thought we'd go through that. It's 3 packages, and it looks like they're all from publishers. So the rule number 1 may not be broken today, which would be great. Okay, what is this? Oh, right. Okay, I think I heard from these people already. Okay. All right, let's go through this together. Let's figure out what this is together. This comes out... Okay. All right. You really want to make that prominent. If you're sending a review copy, if you're sending a finished copy, it's fine because the finished copies are for everybody. But there it is. Okay, March. This comes out in March. Perfect timing. This is by Dolores Hitchens, and it's called The Bank with the Bamboo Door. It is part of the Stark House Mystery Classics. These really eye-catching, fractured cover designs. I got another one of these. I'll have to find it and put it in another video. I got another one of these recently. I didn't know what it was. I opened it off camera. And it was another murder mystery from Stark House. But this one is, I guess, was originally published in 1962. So I'll have to learn about this author as well. But let's learn about the book and see. Oh, no. Okay. 2 Southern California mysteries. The first one about a revenge kidnapping of a child and her teacher. The second one concerning small-town scandals and the murder of a conniving Lothario. So, oh, okay. Yes, it's a problem that I've mentioned with some advanced copies of books before, which is that the not-for-resale sign that is designed to admonish me for being a thief actually obscures part of the cover. In this case, it's obscuring the other title, The Abductor. So this is 2 books in one volume, The Abductor and The Bank with the Bamboo Door. That's 2 books. And the author, Julia Clara Catherine Maria Dolores Robbins Norton Burke Olson Hitchens. Okay, so she's dead, but I already hate her. Better known to mystery fans as Dolores Hitchens, was born in 1907 in San Antonio, Texas. She married a radio operator on a merchant vessel and began writing murder mysteries. Dolores also wrote an excellent group of standalone murder mysteries, including Fool's Gold, which was filmed as Jean-Luc Godard's Band of Outsiders, as well as the critically applauded Sleep with Strangers and Sleep with Slander. And she died in 1973 in Orange County, California. And this thing, the sheet here has a bunch of blurbs from her heyday. So that's fantastic. I wonder do we learn anything more about this? No, we don't. Okay. Stark House has chosen to give over the back of the book also to blurbs and her author biography. Probably a wise choice, especially with an older author. Okay, we have a bit of a longer description of the individual books on the inside. So this is The Abductor, the first one. You'll be able to see it. You won't get an advanced copy. It begins with a name whispered to a teacher in a schoolyard. Marion. Someone is lurking in the bushes, but they run off before Miss Moynton can confront them. There is indeed a Marion in her class, so she tells the principal about the event. She even goes to parents' house to ask if someone was supposed to pick up Marion from school. But Marion's mother has other concerns and doesn't take the question seriously. However, another family nearby, the Trents, have a daughter named Marilyn, and they have every reason to fear this schoolyard stalker. The stalker may be saying Marilyn. They have been living in fear of a man who blames the husband for his wife's death and keeps threatening them on the phone. When the new substitute teacher, Marion Kennick, is kidnapped with one of her students, it looks like the stalker has finally decided to strike. What? So there's a Marion in the class, there's a substitute teacher named Marion, and there's also somebody who may be saying Marilyn and just can't be heard clearly in the bushes? That sounds great. And the stalker blames the death of his wife on the husband of the couple that has a child named Marilyn. And my mystery antenna are up. That leads me to believe that that husband is in fact guilty. But I have only that single part of a line to go on, so I don't know. All right, that's the abductor. Oh my, that sounded good. All right, let's go with The Bank with the Bamboo Door. Marley Rennick lives in a town full of secrets. Her own secret is tormenting her. She is pregnant by a man who is not her husband. Then there is Dr. Ferry, who carries the secret of temptation. He is being blackmailed for his affair with a young woman he refers to as the Barracuda. That was a nickname I had for Deb after our second marriage? Third marriage? Can't remember. I upgraded to fiercer animals after that. His wife holds another, much darker secret, one that changes her entire life. And Jim Griffin, the young man who appears so innocently in Karen Evans' gardening store, is anything but what he seems. Their lives, and many others, all intersect with a conniving Lothario leads them to a bricked-up cellar wall that hides the greatest secret of them all. Okay, I'm on board with this author. I don't think I've ever read Dolores Hitchens. There's so many mystery authors that I haven't read. It's so great, for Starkhouse to bring these out again. That's just fantastic. Somebody involved, either pitching this to Starkhouse or involved at Starkhouse itself, has to have had fond memories of this author and think, wouldn't it be great to finally be in a position to bring these books back into the light of day and introduce them to another readership. I love that. I love that element of publishing. Happens at all levels, from the smallest indie publishers all the way to the big four. Or maybe they were the big three by this morning, or the big two, or whatever. Bertelsmann. It'd go all the way up to Bertelsmann. That you'll have some true believer somewhere who'll be working their way up through the editorial ranks. They'll finally get to a position where they can propose a project. And it's some author that they read years and years ago and loved and feel has fallen unjustly out of print. That's great. And these are coming out in March. This volume of 2 books is coming out in March, which is just in time for March Mystery Madness. So that's even better. All right, so that's a great way to start. Now we'll move on to this next one here. It's light as a feather, so it could be a mass market paperback. It is a mass market paperback. It is a mass market paperback. It's Suzanne Enoch. It's Hit Me With Your Best Scott. a wild, wicked Highlanders novel. There they are cavorting in the heather. He has tartan on. She has a bed sheet on. I absolutely love this author. I think she's such a hoot. She's so fantastic. This is the 3rd and final book in the wickedly seductive Scottish historical romance series from New York Times bestselling author Suzanne Enoch. Comes out any day now. It comes out on the 9th of February. So that is what? Next Tuesday? It's real soon. My mention of next Tuesday immediately flashed up Star Trek Generations in my mind, with Chekhov saying, don't tell me, let me guess. They won't be installed until next Tuesday. Never mind. Let's see here. The McTaggart brothers have one task: find English brides or lose their land. Coll McTaggart, Viscount Grendel, is a big, brawny Highlander who doesn't like being told what to do, not even by his exasperated English mother, who is determined to see her eldest son wedded and bedded. Kind of an odd thing for a mother to want, but I guess they did things differently in the past. It was a different country. However, when he comes to the rescue of an irresistibly beautiful woman, Coll discovers that he may have found his perfect match. The challenge isn't that Persephone Jones is famous, wealthy, independent, and smarter than anyone he knows. The problem is that she isn't interested in marrying any man, especially not a hot-blooded Scot. even as if he is the only man who seems to understand who she really is, even when she's not sure herself. When Caul learns that Persephone is actually a lady-in-waiting and someone who is willing to kill her, and that someone is willing to kill her for what she stands to inherit, well, he's never been one to turn down a fight. When hearts are involved, nothing comes between a Highlander and his lady. That's absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. I will never understand. If I live to be 30, the romance genre's fascination with Highlanders, I will never understand it. But it, like so many other of the romance genre's fascination with things like Vikings or cowboys, the real deal, the actual Highlanders, there was precious little romantic about them. Actually, it's true for the Regency period just in general, which was crawling with lice and body odor. But I hesitate to mention that because I love the Regency period so much. But you only have to read The Scottish Chiefs, for Pete's sake, a children's book. You don't even have to go further than that into history to realize that in the course of history, virtually anything came between a Highlander and his lady, especially money, but also land and killing Englishmen. The ladies were low down on the list, some of them even a good meal. But one way or another, I'm still on board for the convention, even though it's a little bit fanciful. I'm still on board for it. And I absolutely love this author. I have, in the romance bookcase there, I have a bunch of her books, including the other books in this series. I'll have to find those and put them together. So that's fantastic. Nothing better than getting a mass market romance, especially one that's so perfectly timed. This is the 9th of February that this is coming out. So it's right here. It's right now. So I have every opportunity to read this today. But there's nothing better than getting a romance on a rainy day, on a blah, grimy, rainy day. Just bring a burst of sunlight. And then we'll do this last one, and then we'll be done with the mail for today. What have we got here? Another advanced copy. Oh, okay. Yes, I heard about this from the publicist. Yeah. They sent me an invoice. I'm a book reviewer. We don't pay our way. This is coming out in late March, and this is The Lamplighters by Emma Stonex. Very pretty thing coming out from Viking. I wonder if this is going to give me anything to tell you about, since I don't have the pub sheet. New. Okay, well, no, I don't have anything at all. There's nothing at all here at all. It's the made-up stories. It's fiction, so of course it involves a lighthouse. Do you know anyone who works in a lighthouse? No? Do you know anyone who's ever been washed up on the shore of a beach directly below the foot of a lighthouse that's owned and operated by someone who's alone, but whose heart is still wounded from a previous romantic entanglement that ended when that person left town with the circus? No. Just write down a checklist on that. And typically speaking, a purveyor of the made-up stories who's writing about the night circus or a mystery ailment or a lighthouse keeper could not write a story in which two characters talk around a kitchen table and make it interesting if their life depended on it. Literally could not do it if their life depended on it. But Emma Stonex may be different. I can't tell you anything about this book because I don't have any information. So rather than tell you about it, let's just see how it starts. The first chapter is called Relief. When Jory opens the curtains, the day is light and gray, the radio playing a half-known song. He listens to the news about a girl who's gone missing from a bus stop up north and drinks from a mug of brown tea. Poor mother's beside herself. Well, she would be. Short hair, short skirt, big eyes. That's how he pictures the girl, shivering in the cold, and an empty bus stop where someone should have stood, waving or drowning, and the bus pulls up and away and never the wiser, and the pavement shines on in the black rain. Okay, that's kind of bad. Right? That's kind of bad. When Jory opens the curtains, the day is light and gray, the radio playing a half-known song. Okay, the radio was playing before he opened the curtains, and the day was also light and gray before he opened the curtains. Neither one of those are dependent on the opening phrase. They were both happening before he opened the curtains. While, maybe, but not. It's not causation, in other words, and it leads you to think that. He listens to the news about a girl who's gone missing from a bus stop up north and drinks from a mug of brown tea. Poor mother's beside herself. Well, she would be. Short hair, short skirt, big eyes. That's how he pictures the girl, shivering in the cold, and an empty bus stop where someone should have stood, waving or drowning. People drown at bus stops? Waving? Maybe, but why? Even that, why would anybody be waving? But drowning? Where is that? Maybe it's meant to foreshadow. Maybe it's meant to make you question. And the bus pulls up and away, never the wiser, and the pavement shines on in the black rain. Well, it's I don't know anything about the book. I don't remember what the publicist told me about it. And it's not a promising first paragraph, but that doesn't matter. The thing isn't very long, so I'll read the whole thing anyway. The Lord knows I've read and loved plenty of books that did not have promising opening paragraphs, so this will be no different. We will see, and I will report back. I won't get a finished copy of this until much later, a month from now. So I can't tell you except that it's a pretty thing. And it obviously has a murder mystery somewhere in there. That would be great. Because if there's a murder mystery at the heart of this thing, then this would fall into March Mystery Madness as well. I'll have to check it out online and see if there is a mystery in any active way in the plot of this thing. Then I will put it on the pile for March Mystery Madness, a big booktube event that is designed to just celebrate murder mysteries. Who, aside from Sean the Book Maniac, doesn't love a good murder mystery? Who doesn't love them? I'm greatly looking forward to it. I'm going to make an announcement video for it later today. And it sounds like there's a murder mystery. I mean, why would you mention a girl gone missing from a bus stop at the beginning of this novel if you're not going to deal with it in some way? Maybe that isn't true. Maybe it's just a toss-off detail. We shall see. I will read up on this. If there's a mystery element involved, it will go on the pile for March Mystery Madness. But in the meanwhile, that is our mail. So we have The Lamplighters by Emma Stonex. We have 2 revived murder mysteries, The Abductor and The Bank with the Bamboo Door by Dolores Hitchens, who had a big and thriving murder mystery career half a century ago and has been forgotten and is now, thanks to Stark House Mysteries, someone is trying to bring her back to your attention. I think that's fantastic. That's just great. And finally, Hit Me With Your Best Scott by Suzanne Eno, a romance novelist I'm pretty sure I have shown on this channel before. That makes me think now that Sarah and I really ought... Is there a big romance event for BookTube? Is there one right on the tip of my tongue that I'm not remembering? One way or another. If there isn't, there should be. But anyway, that's the mail for today. A mystery, or 2 mysteries maybe, and a romance novel. And the nice thing about all 3 of these is that I'm going to strongly consider reading them right away. I'll certainly read the romance today. But the Dolores Hitchens... Ordinarily, I sort of arrange my reading according to publication date, but Dolores Hitchens is being reprinted, and that's a loophole. She's already been out. I've just missed her. If I found a Dolores Hitchens paperback at the Brattle Bookshop, I would read it that day. And that's how I'm rationalizing this. So I'm going to wrap this up for now. That is the mail for today. If more comes, you'll be the first to know. But I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.